All right, guys, we got a bottom end rotating assembly. Look at that. Nice pistons from the US of A. Big shout out to Trom. You guys make some badass pistons. All right, so we got our short block, we got pistons and rods in. I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm doing with this block. This little guy is gonna be going right there, and that's because we're getting rid of the engine or the oil cooler. Two reasons getting rid of the oil cooler. One is mine got blown up with the old motor and there's metal all in it. It's impossible to clean those with all the metal inside. So not cleaning the old one. And second reason is they're extremely expensive from Honda and they're not really needed. So with what I do, drag racing and some little bit of street stuff here and there, it's not really needed. I can see like road course guys that are running at 8,000 RPM, oil's getting really hot and you want to be able to keep it cool. I get that, but with what I do, not worth it. So this is actually off of a K-Series block, and what this does is it threads right into here, and then it allows you to just run a filter right on the block. So it's going to give me some extra room as well. And then since we do that, we also have to block the coolant passage. So this will be our block right here, and that'll block that, so we won't have water spraying outside the block. So we'll get those in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get the oil pump and chains and guides and all that stuff put on, and then wrap up the bottom. Pretty much as far as it's going to get for the short block. Oil pan to piston is done. Went ahead and put in my oil filter adapter, my water plug, idler pulley, crank. I'm going to go ahead and tear apart that water pump over there that a buddy sent. It's a little messed up. It's got some corrosion, so I'm going to take it apart and clean it good. But I'm actually dropping the block in the car just like it is right now without the head, because I want more room to be able to figure out my fuel line. So I actually used to put just the block in the car and then do the head. It was a lot easier to maneuver, and it was a lot easier to bolt up the trans to the back too. So you guys will be there and see how she goes in, but it's looking good and everything went together really well and turns over really nice. So I decided to go ahead and kind of mock up the fuel. It's new fuel setup, so pretty cool. So we'll have our alternator will be bolted on here and it'll swing up. So the alternator will be up here. Of course, our water pump pulley will be on there, which won't interfere with anything. And then here's our pump. So it's going to be in the back. Our pickup will be down here, our feet up top. And then as you can see, he made this bracket to hold this, and this is adjustable. And I tightened it up just to see what kind of, how it goes. And this isn't bolted in yet, but you can see how it works. So pretty cool setup. We're really excited to try this out. So we're getting real close. Went ahead and put the oil filter on and took the fuel pump stuff off. I went ahead and capped off the water lines that I don't need anymore, water pumps on, and went ahead and got the converter on the trans, hooked up the trans lines. Did not tighten them yet. I'll have to tighten them once I get it up inside, but I did a little bit of adjustment. So we're ready to put the block in. I need to run over and get my chains so I can lift the block. Also, we got to go ahead and get the flywheel and all of the adapter stuff on. All right, well, we made some progress. We're hanging here by our factory studs. I went ahead and got all my adapter stuff on, and I got my 3 main bolts, and this bolt guy here that runs through the side is missing. I think I actually lost it driving, so I've been having a hard time figuring out what thread that is. I believe it's an American thread. So tomorrow I gotta run to the hardware store and get a bolt for that. And then ATF sent me some new pins because I lost a pin. These are the alignment pins that go here. And as you can see, they sent me 2 short of Allen bolts there. So no biggie, I'll just go out and get another Allen bolt. They may have sent me, maybe this was one for a different kit, but they had the same lugs. I don't know. But I don't have any American stuff, so I'm gonna have to go get that tomorrow as well. But then once I get all that stuff buttoned up, she'll be going in there. So I figured I'd just show you guys the new head setup. So beautiful cylinder head work from Jeremy. These are his brand valves. Not super 100% sure what he put in, but I do know that it's all top line stuff. So intake valve has a nice deep dish in it, but beautiful work. I know these are top line valves. You also put coated retainers on, and these are all dual valve spring setups. So the exhaust is a 6.0 millimeter stem. Well, I used to run the 6.6, but he's moved to these 6.0 stems, and they're made of a different material, I believe. And he's got these in a lot of sport front-wheel drive cars with no issues. Intake side, we're still using just the normal 5.5s, and I think we got 110 on the intake, and he put 150 on the exhaust. So pretty strong spring on the exhaust side. And then we went ahead and tapped our coolant passages, so we don't have to worry about blowing water up through the head. So I went ahead and just swapped over my cover and my exhaust port gully there, and we'll be good to go. So we're just waiting to go to the hardware store to get these bolts so we can finish this up. We went out, we got our hardware, got them on, and I got a nice big bolt holding the plate on now. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then the starter bolt also holds the plate, and then that guy holds the plate. So we got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actual bolts bolt on the plate. So we got our alignment pins. We're gonna clean the face of the plate up, put a little bit of grease in here. We already got our torque converter bolts ready to go, and she's going in. hardest part is over. Mounts are in. That is the biggest pain, getting this in and out, is getting it mounted in. But she is in. So now I'm going to go ahead and mount the fuel pump, and I'm going to run my lines now that I have a lot of room and I can see what everything is going. So I might hook up a couple little accessories on the right side just so I can kind of see where stuff sits and then go from there. All right, we got our pump mounted, how it's going to be sitting. So you can see there's going to be my outlet, my dash 10. I think I'm going to just bring that right around here, right to the front of the fuel rail in the front, and then I'll take it out the back to the return. So I think that's how this is going to work. All right, we got our line ran, and I got my feed. I'm going to do a little 45-ish there, but let me show you the feed line. Right here she is, comes down, runs all the way down the car. So it's a direct feed right to the line. So we're gonna have to figure out where we're gonna stick our filter now. All right, we're gonna go ahead and clean our surface of our head. We're gonna clean our surface of our block, and we're gonna slap this head on. The reason why I put the head on after this is all in is it's just easier to get to everything, and it's easier to bolt up the trans. So yeah, I've not always put the block on without the head, but I have found that it is a little easier for me to get in and out. So I don't have to. I can take the whole motor out from valve cover to oil pan, but if I have an option, I'd rather just put it in the block. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and swap this. All right, get a little carried away, guys. So what I'm doing right now is I got the head on, but I just mocked up, and nothing's in here. Just threw the valve cover on and been throwing all like the accessories and electronics on the right side, on the driver's side, so I can see fuel wise where we're gonna go. So I believe the fuel filter is gonna zip tie basically underneath my support bar there, and then I just gotta run lines from it to here and then out to my rail. So we have my rail line, which was actually my pump line at first, and I was going to do a 90 off of this and figured out can't do a 90 because it was hitting, so I had to do this 45-degree guy, and it fits pretty much perfect. So yeah, we're getting there. So next I'm going to see if I can figure out where I'm going to place my regulator. Well, after a very long day, as you can see from the beard, I'm gonna have to order some fittings and some hose because I'm an idiot. So this hose here, I was already cutting off of it to make my feeds. Well, what I should have done first was ran my return line, because my return line's the longest hose. It goes from here all the way down the car to the back. So I cut 2 lines off of it, and I was like, well, I should make sure this fits before I cut my final line. Well, that's my longest line. It's about 8-9 foot, and it's not long enough. So I need to order another longer line, and then I also want to I need to get a 180 fitting that goes here, so it will go whoop, and then run the line down the side. And then for this guy, I'm going to, right now I have a 90, which is like that. I want it to come more this way, so I'm getting like I think it was like a 140 degree or 150 degree. So this end is more like this. That way it fits down my little cubby area a little better. But I mean, we're getting far. I just got some fuel lines to make. Back here pretty much still looks the same. I did dry run my return line back, and it fits good, everything looks good. So I just need a bigger line. So looks like I am gonna wrap it up this weekend. I got a lot done. I mean, the motor's in. I still need to do the valve train, so I need to put the cams in, the rockers, and all that stuff. But that stuff's literally like, I can knock it out in an hour. And then the turbo kit I can knock out in 30 minutes. So it's pretty close when it comes to engine wise. Right now though, it's just doing all the new fabricating. So the new fuel system, I still need to hook up my wires to my valve. So a couple more odds and ends I need to button up, but I'm pretty much done until I get my fittings and some more fuel line. And I don't really want to continue to bolt stuff up because I want some room to be able to see what I'm doing with the fuel lines. So pretty much the car is going to sit very unfinished right now, but I'm pretty happy with how far we got. All right, we're getting somewhere now. I was able to get my lines. So you saw I got all my lines hooked up and the filter's down there. This is kind of a temporary filter location. I need to do something more permanent. I definitely want it under the bar somewhere, but I just have some metal zip ties holding it right now. And I might run 2 more sets of plastic zip ties just to make sure that don't fall off, because that'd be bad. But anyways, I got my 2 lines going here. I got my regulator down in here now, bolted up. Got my 2 lines running. There's the rail line, and then went ahead and ran the return. So now I got all my lines back here. I have a little extra here with this guy. That way I can take this off, hook it to a jug, run the car, and I can actually drain what's in here through the return of just idling the car. So yeah, we're getting close. So tomorrow morning, all I got left to do is bolt up the drive shaft, tighten that up, valve cover, because I got cams and all the rockers on are good to go. I do need to valve lash them, which I'm probably gonna do that now. Put all my accessories on the front, turbo kit. That's pretty much it. So came home from work a little early today so I could finish up the fuel lines. They took some time, of course, but I'm really close. And then, so tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's gonna be more the first start, shakedown, bleed coolant, make sure I don't have any leaks, make sure everything's working okay. Go out, breaking the rings quick, and just make sure everything looks healthy. Drain the oil, and then check the filter, put fresh bred pen in it, put a Honda filter on it, and Saturday morning I'm going to go test with a buddy of mine at the airport. So we should have some test video here real soon. Oh, I do have to wire up my dump valve still too, so I got to do that tomorrow morning. But we're really close here. So, but yeah, we'll be coming at you hopefully with some good running action tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. I'll catch you guys later. Comment, like, subscribe. Thanks, guys. See ya.